Hello, magical people. How's it going? My name's Meg Moonbeam, and welcome back to the new Astro Woo May 2025 astrology horoscope for all the collective and all 12 signs. Very happy to be here with you all today to share the Western astrology for this very special month ahead. Thank you all so much for joining me, whether you're in the live chat or the comments below. And as some of you may know, I was sick and lost my voice the past week. So I'm finally feeling better the past few days. Very grateful for my health comeback. And usually I do my monthly astrology forecast, before the month actually begins. But I'm sorry I couldn't do this before May actually started, you guys. I'm filming this on Monday, May 5th. But here we are. It is the month of May. It is Cinco de Mayo, the 5-5 portal. And we are here. So we're going to get into the main astrology transits for the collective and each of the 12 signs. And this is going to be a very special month, as I'm going to share with you guys. So before we get into it, please remember to like, share, and subscribe to the Meg Moonbeam and Beyond Mystic YouTube, Rumble, and X channels. We appreciate all your support in subscribing, liking our content, and sharing it if you really do enjoy it. Also, if you'd like to have a personal astrology reading with me, you can catch those over at consultations.beyondmystic.net. And I'm currently booked out until October 2025. So if you'd like to have a reading with me for this year, you can go check that out at the link below. And also over on the Beyond Mystic Academy, there is a new workshop offering, Past Lives and Relationship Workshop. This is going to be a very cool one, coming up with Janine and Ashala. Currently a discount code PAST10 that I think is automatically applied at checkout. So if you'd like to check that out, you can go to the Beyond Mystic Academy. Okay, how are we doing? We are entering May 2025. It is intense. I told you guys that this Taurus season would be intense. So let me know in the comments if you're feeling the intensity, if you're feeling moody, if you're feeling sensitive, or maybe some of you are feeling really great. Okay, maybe some of you are not Scorpios like me. Scorpios have just been getting slammed with all this different Pluto aspects, Pluto and adverse aspects. So my fellow Scorpios, sending you lots of love. It's been intense, and it's been intense for us all in different ways. So before we get into it, you guys, I know some of you have heard, okay, that our beloved James O'Keefe, freedom-based independent journalist, is going to be dropping some sort of major bomb on Wednesday, May 7th. And literally right before I went live for today's show, just saw this post from James. So let's take a little look. It's a little teaser for, he's calling it the biggest bombshell of his whole career, and he's scared to even put it out there. There's going to be some major truth revealed by independent media. So let's take a little look at what the heck this is the day after Pluto goes retrograde, which we're also going to talk about.
They can't suicide us all.
What?
They can't suicide us all.
Oh my God, let's just watch that at slowest speed possible real quick. So, as many of us thought, it has to do with the Epstein files. It has to do with Jeffrey Epstein. Check this out. Oh my God. Okay, sorry, you guys. I just screamed into the yes, Sister Nobody. Holy shitballs. Holy shitballs is right. Pfizer, Epstein, Prince Andrew, they can't suicide us all. Could it get any more plutonic? Okay, we're starting this month off with Pluto going retrograde as of Sunday, May 4th. We're coming up close to our annual full moon in Scorpio on May 12th. Pluto is now in Aquarius full on. This is going to be some really big drops. So let's get into, yes, Earth Dragon, wowzers. This is going to be absolutely wild. Let's get into our collective transits for all of us, and then we'll go into each of the 12 sign predictions for the month of May. So May, we of course have Taurus season until the 21st, and then we enter Gemini season, just for your all y'all's reference. Okay, so we've got May 4th, as I said, Pluto goes retrograde in the sign of Aquarius. And these are not all the transits. These are just some of the main ones that I want to bring up with you guys. Yeah, and you guys are saying after that clip, oh my gosh, just got chills up my spine. Yes, 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 yes. And I'll just pause on the collective transits for a moment. If you have not watched my daily astro show yet that I did today and you care to see it, if you'd like to see it, I was channeling some very intense messages from Spirit that as we are going into this week, this first full week of May, prepare yourself for the intense revealings which are about to take place from whatever James O'Keefe from OMG Media is about to release, possibly the P. Diddy trial, things going to be released from that as too. We're, as a freedom-loving conscious community, conspiracy theorists, proud conspiracy theorists over here, many of us will be vindicated from what's about to happen this week and be revealed, but it's also going to be very shocking and freaky stuff. So make sure you're prepared and strong physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually for that. Okay. So May 4th, Pluto went retrograde. May 10th, Mercury will enter Taurus. On May 12th, we're going to be having our annual full moon in Scorpio. Okay. Which always is a very intense lunation. Let's just bring up the chart of this for a moment. I'll also do a whole separate video. Am I going to do it this week? I think at some point this week on the full moon in Scorpio. So just to give a brief overview for you guys, this full moon in Scorpio will occur on May 12th at 22 degrees of Scorpio. 22 degrees in Nicholas Stoyanovic's degree theory, by the way, is the to kill or be killed degree. Okay, shout out to all my friends out there that have got 22 degrees. I've got 6 planets at 22 degrees. So hopefully I don't get killed. Just kidding. I do astrological remedies for that. But full moon in Scorpio, the sign that rules death, okay, and intensity at 22 degrees, the to kill or be killed degree. Hopefully we don't see some crazy murders happen. Just saying, yeah, Margie, hold on to your hat. We could see some prominent deaths around that time. So intense for me to say, but just reading the astrology, you guys. The moon is in her fall sign in the sign of Scorpio. Okay, so she does not like to be there. She's not comfortable being there. The annual full moon in Scorpio is always intense and powerful for releasing negativity and anything that no longer serves us. Scorpio governs mediumship and psychic ability, so this can be a very potent time for divination and spiritual healing. The dispositor of this lunation, which is Pluto, just went retrograde days before the exact full moon, and at the exact time of the full moon on May 12th, will be in an exact square to Mercury. Expect intense secrets and uncomfortable truths to be revealed, both personally and collectively. Be extra mindful of your communication with friends, siblings, and neighbors, as tensions may arise, potentially leading to conflict. On the bright side of this full moon, Jupiter will be in a sextile to Chiron, the wounded healer asteroid, with just a 1-degree orb of separation. While this lunation may bring major challenges, it also offers a chance for profound healing and transformation, supporting us all for our highest good. Debster says, pretty intense. Yeah, it is freaking intense, this full moon in Scorpio that we're going to have on May 12th. So just being aware of that, you guys, the 3 days before and after May 12th, we are in the portal of this full moon in Scorpio, and it is going to feel intense. There can be, as I said, very shocking secrets being revealed to the public, but this is supporting us in our highest good, moving forward into the age of Aquarius. Sometimes intense things need to be revealed so that we can move forward. Maria says, I moved over here. Observe, don't absorb. Love it. Hi, Maria. Very nice to see you. Tracy says, suicide weekend coming. Yes, that is an astrological possibility, but I do not want to feed into that. So let's please send our prayers to the truth tellers, to the independent journalists around this full moon in Scorpio, this Pluto retrograde period. If you feel called, send prayers to James O'Keefe, Alex Jones, the Epstein victims that are speaking out, people that have to do with the P. Diddy trial speaking out. With a full moon in Scorpio at that 22 degrees, there will be forces trying to take people out. But at the same time, that Pluto retrograde is in good aspects other than the square to Mercury. So we have to, yes, Lorraine, stay grounded, have positive thoughts, positive prayers, okay, because it's going to be needed around this time for sure. So very intense full moon in Scorpio, May 12th. May 17th, we're going to have Uranus Cazimi, exact Sun conjunct Uranus, on the same day as Mercury square Mars. So that's going to be a weird ass day. Okay, Uranus, the planet of weirdness, shocks, and surprises, in conjunction to the Sun. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I might be wrong. I think this might be our last Uranus Cazimi with this Uranus and Taurus transit, and it's going to be in those late critical degrees. So that's going to be a weird day. Be aware of that May 17th, the days also surrounding that. That's also within the realm of that full moon in Scorpio as well. May 18th, Jupiter square the nodes, the north node and the south node, really highlighting that nodal axis and what they're all about. May 20th, Sun enters Gemini, and we will be in Gemini season. May 24th, Saturn enters Aries. You guys, this is also something I'm going to do a whole separate video on. Saturn entering Aries, very big deal. We've been having Saturn in the sign of Pisces since March of 2023. Now, Granddaddy Saturn, as I like to call him, is going to be entering Aries. Going to dip his toes into Aries until I believe it's September 1st. Then he's going to retrograde back into Pisces and be fully in Aries at around the start of 2026. So I'll do a whole separate video on that because there's a lot for me to share on that. But Saturn entering Aries, the energy is going to get even more grounded for us as a collective. Saturn in Pisces has been trippy. We've also been going through that Neptune in Pisces. Saturn entering Aries is going to be the start of a new Saturn return for anybody who has Saturn in Aries. If you've got your Saturn in Aries, you're about to have a Saturn return, okay, which I should do actually a whole workshop on that. Let me know in the comments if you guys would like to see me do a Saturn return workshop, because that's one of the biggest astrological initiations we go through in life. So Saturn entering Aries is highlighting, strengthening the divine masculine, empowerment, people's sense of independence and freedom. Governments, Saturn rules governments becoming more independent and free and strong masculine figures in them, along with many other things. So stay tuned for my upcoming Saturn in Aries info. Sister Nobody says, yes, 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 Saturn return workshop. Yeah, I will have to do that, you guys. So stay tuned. May 25th, Mercury enters Aries. So Mercury will be in his home. Sorry, Mercury enters Gemini. Mercury will be in his home sign of Gemini. May 26th, new moon in Gemini, which I actually like the energy of this new moon in the Gemini. Let's bring that up here. Here's the chart for the new moon in Gemini on May 26th. Okay. This is going to be a powerful new moon at 6 degrees of Gemini. 6 degrees is a Virgo degree. I do think that this is going to be one of the best new moons of the year. This special lunation is going to be significant because Mercury, the dispositor of Gemini, is conjunct the new moon. Plus, it marks the first lunation since 1703 with both Saturn and Neptune in Aries. This is a beautiful portal for new beginnings, setting intentions, and embracing potential. Gemini is all about communication and the voice. So now is the time to write, speak, and share your intentions and dreams. The new moon and Mercury are also in a trine to Pluto. Woohoo, there's some nice aspects with this new moon, empowering us to step into our highest potential and deep truths. Saturn is in a sextile to the new moon and Mercury, grounding and stabilizing our intentions for the long term. So I like this new moon. Okay, Gemini is a light sign. It's fun, it's playful, it's informative, it's very creative, it's about friendship, it's very active, it's about learning. Fire Within says, yeah, what an energetic month. It's going to be fire. It is going to be fire. And I'm very happy to report to you all that once we get into Gemini season, okay, so starting on May 21st, Sun enters Gemini. It's going to be quite a light sun sign season. There's going to be no major adverse aspects. So, this Taurus season, we got Pluto just went retrograde. We're going to have full moon in Scorpio, Jupiter squared the nodes. Okay, this is some intense stuff. You guys are going to notice when we get later into May, closer to the end of May, past May 20th, 21st, going to get lighter. No super challenging aspects for that sun sign season, which I'm very happy to report to you guys. Then near the end of the month, we've got on May 29th, Sun conjunct Mercury, a Mercury Cazimi in the sign of Gemini. So Mercury Cazimi days are days where we can receive huge downloads and insights in whatever areas of life. Well, in this case, it's Mercury. It rules information and truth. So May 29th, we can receive some very big insights in our personal life and also in the collective being revealed. Very big themes just overall for the month of May. You guys are going to be intense energies throughout Taurus season until we get into Gemini season. Huge bombshell secrets being revealed. Absolutely wild. And energies get lighter, but can be a little bit of an information overload as we go into Gemini season. And you guys, I am so excited. Okay, we're talking about May. We're going to talk about May in today's video. June 9th. Jupiter goes into Cancer. I'm excited to do the June astrology forecast. I'm excited to do my Jupiter and Cancer video. It's our last full month with this wacky, weird, trippy, ADD Jupiter and Gemini. Okay, so as we come into the summer, we've got all the outer planets changing signs into fire and earth signs, and Jupiter going into Cancer, into his exalted sign. So I am so excited about that. That's going to be very positive for all of us. I'll have to do a whole separate video on that as well. But yeah, I guess even though Gemini season will be lighter, there's not many like adverse aspects. It will be an information overload during the last 10 days of May while the sun is in Gemini and Jupiter's in Gemini. Gemini rules information. So being mindful of that. DigiBean says, I'm all about insights. Yes, for sure. Okay, so before we get into each of our 12 sign predictions for the month of May, let's pull some tarot cards for all of us as a collective for this month. What is our... Oh, I dropped a card. One second. What is our guidance from the universe for all of us, all 12 signs, as we go into this month of May? And I don't know about you guys, but I'm feeling like my third eye getting very activated. I feel like we can be having our intuitions really opening this month as more truths are being revealed. As more things come out into the open, it's like helping to just naturally, it feels like, open all our intuitions. Okay, so what are our tarot messages for the month? Ooh, Two of Swords, Knight of Wands reversed. Yikes. And the Page of Cups reversed. Okay, let's also pull a bonus card. I'll show you guys the cards in a second. Okay, I got the moon reverse, but I'm just going to shuffle because I pulled that earlier as well. I might not have shuffled properly. 3 of Pentacles. Okay. Okay, this is interesting. 2 of Swords, which I've been feeling this very, very strong today. And I also got this very strong message in today's daily Astro show that I did earlier. The need for protection as we go into not just this beginning week of May, but turns out for all of May. Listen to your inner voice when making choices. Stalling, indecision, strengths through suffering, peace restored. Does that say stalemate? Stalemate? Yeah, stalemate. There is a need for us in May to be really protecting our energies. Okay. We've got the Knight of Wands reversed and the Page of Cups reversed. So I'm feeling like there may be some things that we haven't been seeing clearly, possibly some relationships, possibly some things that we feed our energy into, which I'm hearing Spirit say this month of May, it's going to be so intense, the truths being revealed, that it's going to make us question where we've been putting our energies, and even us as a conscious community. Okay, we're not perfect. Just because we're conspiracy theorists does not mean that we're better than anybody else. And I am a conspiracy theorist, so I don't mean to put that on you guys, but just saying, if you watch our channels, you're probably a pretty open-minded person. You're probably open to the weird and the woo and the conspiracies. Page of Cups reverse, flatterer, selfish, deviation from the past, naive, irrational, daydreaming, immature. So there's definitely energies that we need to be mindful of, stirring around in the collective and in our personal lives, that we need to do some protection with. Okay. And remember, you guys, that as the energy is getting lighter on the planet, as we're entering the age of Aquarius, we're in the photon band, all these really dark, nefarious energies are literally being like booted off the planet right now. And they are losing their power because we're not feeding into them anymore. So this is like, I'm getting the sense like this Knight of Wands reverse and also the Page of Cups reverse, there could be some things revealed this month about musicians we've maybe admired or listened to, actors, artists, that we realize actually there's some really fucked up things going on there. And it could change. Like this month, we could be changing the kind of artists we listen to, the kind of shows we watch, the kind of books we read, the kind of food we eat, the kind of people we surround ourselves with. So this can be trippy dippy, you guys. I'm hearing Spirit say tables are going to turn. Sister Nobody says Diddy faux show. I'm going to pull some more cards as well because I feel like I was getting that message earlier as well. And is there anything else? Oh, also the 3 of Pentacles. So working, this one's been coming up a lot lately. Work with like-minded people. Teamwork. It's a very Pluto and Aquarius card. It's a good month for teamwork, working with other people, cooperation, people that are in alignment with our common goals as well. I'm going to ask the universe, is there any other messages for this month? Thank you, universe, for being very clear in the need that we need to be protecting ourselves. We need to be strengthening ourselves as we go into this month. Is there, Ace of Wands. Wow. And the 10 of Wands reverse. Okay, so there's definitely, for many of us, something we've been overlooking, or someone or a group we've been overlooking that isn't actually good. Okay, lying, malice, obstinacy, envy, irresponsibility, carelessness. This could be just in general, or it might actually be for the conscious kind of spiritual woo community in particular. We got 3 reverse cards and we got the 2 of Swords as well. So I feel like be really mindful of the information that you are taking in and who you are listening to, because there may be some people exposed this month, even like podcasters, commentators that are not as they seem, politicians that are not as we are not as they seem. Yes, Bajorni, the Ace of Wands is a great card. So this is a really good one. Okay, there's good things happening. Take action on your ideas, will to create, energy, inspiration, creation, strength, gain. So pay attention to your positive ideas, and there can be very creative energies and inspiration. We're also releasing a lot at the same time. Okay, so this is going to be an intense month, you guys. Debster says, mindfulness is always good. Yes, for sure. Oh, Gemma. Hi, Gemma. Nice to see you. You say, watching little delayed Meg, second Saturn return for me. Saturn in Aries. Yes, please. Workshop. Yes, stay tuned, you guys. I'll have to plan a Saturn return workshop. So, okay, we're going to get into our predictions for each of the 12 signs with the astrology and the tarot for the month of May. And you know what? We got the message to do things a little bit differently, right? And I did my daily astro show earlier today. Do things in a different way. Don't do things the normie way. So what we're going to do, we're going to start backwards. Okay? Do. We're going to start with our Pisces, and we're going to be last with our Aries. Because you know what? Every time we freaking do the horoscopes, I always start with Aries, and I think I need to start mixing it up. Okay, so today we start with our magical Pisces, and we will move from there. Okay, so Pisces, do we have any of our magical Pisces in the house? Let me know how you guys are doing in the comments. Pisces, as of May 24th, 2025, Granddaddy Saturn will be out of your sign and into Aries. Okay. So, Pisces, I feel like you can definitely be feeling a sense of relief. Okay. When we get closer to the end of the month, when Saturn is finally out of your sign, as I said, Saturn will be in Pisces one last time from September 1st going until the beginning of 2026. You've got Neptune out of Pisces. You're going to have Granddaddy Saturn out of Pisces. These are not easy planets to both be having in your sign at the same time. So Pisces, I'm very happy to say I think the energy is going to lighten up for you guys. Okay. Saturn can be heaviness, delays, challenge, reality checks. Hey, Jill. Jill's a Pisces rising. So you guys can definitely feel lighter, okay, once Saturn moves into Aries starting on May 24th. Also, Pluto is now retrograde as of May 4th and will be retrograde until October 13th. And you're having Pluto retrograde, Pisces, in your 12th house, okay? So Pluto retrograde in your 12th house is highlighting subconscious karmic issues. And I feel like you've been dealing with a lot of these already with Neptune in Pisces, Saturn in Pisces. Those can both deal with karma. You're having deep revealings come up from your dream, from your subconscious. This Pluto retrograde is a good time for you to be creative, for you to be continuing your healing practices, continuing to be easy on yourself. I want you to be mindful, Pisces, of hidden enemies. Okay, Pluto in the 12th house can be hidden enemies. Some people might say, oh my God, Meg, that's so negative for you to say hidden enemies. I'm just reading the astrology, you guys. Okay, 12th house, Pluto in the 12th can be hidden enemies. Pluto in the 7th can be open enemies. So there could be some, over this Pluto retrograde until October 13th, some revealing of like who friends really are in your life. Aquarius can deal with friends or group associations. So just being mindful of that. But Pluto retrograde in the 12th can be a great time for deep internal healing, creative, spiritual inspiration as well. You're going to be having full moon in Scorpio on May 12th in your 9th house, and new moon in Gemini on May 26th in your 4th house. So the full moon in Scorpio this month, some of you Pisces may be traveling to a faraway, distant location. You may be on a trip. Ninth house is foreign travel. You may be finishing a course that you've been studying. This is a very big full moon lunation about endings. Okay, full moons are endings and completion. Scorpio is death, rebirth, change. So you're likely to have some big releases in beliefs that no longer serve you, maybe teachers that you're complete with, guides you're complete with, travel that you've been doing that you're complete with. So, not a heavy house to be having the full moon, but definitely a good full moon to be doing work around possible self limiting beliefs. Okay. Religion, spiritual ideas that no longer serve you. New moon in Gemini in your fourth house. This is a great new moon for setting intentions around anything related to home, family, your emotional foundation. Great new moon to be cleaning out the home, maybe doing some feng shui in there. Gemini does rule friends and local community. Could be a very new moon to have, good new moon to have people over in your home. That can be very nice. Very positive lunation. And let's pull a tarot card for our Pisces, sun, risings, and moons. And I recommend you most importantly listen to your rising sign, then your sun, then your moon. Your moon will be more personal, psychological interpretations. Okay, Pisces. So what's your tarot card for the month? Okay, Pisces, we've got strength reversed. Weakness, doubt, impatience, pettiness, impotence, repression. Sorry, you guys, if I'm sniffling, I'm still getting over my head cold. Pisces, let me know how you guys are feeling in the live chat. I'm feeling like the strength reverse can be some of you Pisces are coming into this month feeling possibly not totally confident or feeling like you're in a vulnerable space. Because to be honest, having Neptune and Saturn in the same sign as you've been going through since March 2023, that is very tiring, heavy, challenging, karmic. So you may be coming into this month, even with Saturn changing signs, can feel like you're weakened in a way. Pisces, what's going on with you guys? We're also getting the Tower reversed. We're getting Six of Swords reversed. Okay, I'm getting for Pisces that it may take a little time for you to adjust once Saturn comes out of Aries into the fact that you've got two of these outer planets out of your sign. It may take a little time for things to feel lighter for you, but you're definitely on the right track. Okay, Melissa says drained, fatigue, physically weak. Margie says, yes, tired. Okay, so just honor where you're at. Pisces, if you are feeling tired, if you are feeling really sensitive, you've been getting blasted with Neptune and Saturn in your sign with eclipses, the eclipse cycle in your sign, the North Node in your sign. There's a lot going on. So I feel like this is a month to take it easy, to not force things, okay, and not be too hard on yourself if you are feeling tired, okay? Make a lot of time for rest this month, Pisces. Feeling hermity, yes, it's good for you guys to be in your little hermit mode. Okay, next we move to our Aquarians. Aquarius. Well, Saturn is your traditional planetary ruler, and Saturn is moving into Aries as of May 24th. So even though Saturn is at fall position in the sign of Aries, this is definitely more grounding than Saturn and Pisces. You will feel that shift where many Aquarians and also Capricorns ruled by Saturn will be feeling inspired to step into entrepreneurship, leadership roles, innovative kind of works as work opportunities as we have that Saturn in Aries transit starting. You've got Pluto retrograde in your sign. Okay, so you guys are definitely going to be feeling it from now until October 13th is a time of huge transformation and up leveling for the Aquarians in your identity and how you're being seen. Okay, it's safe for you to be your awesome, weird Aquarian self as we're entering the age of Aquarius. And with May, remember Saturn going into Aries, more of the outer planets entering lighter placements. We are entering lighter frequencies. And you guys are very much the way showers of that. We've got full moon in Scorpio this month on May 12th in your 10th house. So that's a full moon Aquarians where there may be an ending to a long-term goal, a career, something professionally going on. Some of you Aquarians may be dealing with like a toxic boss or older person in your life where there could be a major ending happening with that. Remember, you guys, full moon in Scorpio is very much about removal of toxicity in our lives. So for you guys, it's that 10th house area of work and career and long-term goals. New moon in Gemini on May 26th is going to be in your 5th house. Yay, the fun house. So Aquarius, that's an amazing new moon near the end of a month to be setting intentions. It's a really good new moon for all of us, creative, setting intentions around sharing your gifts and talents with the world, your inner child, creativity, how to bring in more fun and play to your life. And of course, the sign of Gemini is very playful as well. So that's going to be very creative, positive time around that new moon for you. Seth says, I have moon in Aquarius and it feels like what Meg's saying still applies. Very resonant for me. Thank you for sharing that feedback, Seth. Yes, we, also listen to your moon sign. And it's interesting how sometimes the moon can really, really resonate. So thank you, Seth, for that. Okay, Aquarians, let's pull a card for all of you all for this month of May. What tarot guidance do we have for all of our Aquarians? Ooh, the Hermit. Okay, that's interesting. We've got the Hermit. And he says, oh, why isn't that closing in? Sorry, you guys. All life's answers are within you. Wisdom, solitude, inner truth, divine inspiration, enlightenment. Okay, Aquarius, interesting. You do have that full moon in your 10th house, which is like an ending to a way that you've been seen publicly. There can be a major ending actually going on for you guys with that full moon. Be in your hermit when needed. There's nothing wrong with solitude. If you're feeling confusion, if you're feeling like you need clarity, go into solitude. That's something I have really learned living in the countryside of Belgium with my husband Jens for the past few years, is like when you are in solitude, separated from seeing people all the time. I've definitely been kind of in a hermit archetype living here. You get very strong in your sense of yourself, in your clarity. So Aquarians, with this Pluto retrograde in your first house, it's good for you to embrace that hermit alone time when it feels necessary. Okay, now we move to our Capricorns. It feels fun to go backwards. I like going backwards. Let me know if you like, if you guys like me switching it up, going backwards through all the signs. So Capricorn, similar to Aquarian, Saturn, your planetary ruler, moves into Aries on May 24th. So energy shift for you guys. As I said, many of you will be inspired for greater lengths of independence, potential entrepreneurship, leadership, being a pioneer, right? That archetype. Pluto is retrograde in your second house. So from now until October 13th, during this Pluto retrograde, it's reviewing and reflecting of your income, your values, your beauty, your lifestyle, your sense of pleasure, right? There can be a review of ways of making income. There can also be new ways coming forward through investments. Pluto is investments. Second house is resources. So can be a good time for investments, but you do want to double check, triple check anything, especially if it has to do with cryptocurrency. which is ruled by Aquarius. We got the full moon in Scorpio, going to be happening on May 12th in your 11th house. Okay, so 11th house of Aquarius can be friends, group associations, our dreams and wishes and fulfillment. So there may be secrets you're learning about a friend or a group or some sort of long-term dream that you've had. Remember, wherever we have Scorpio in our chart for this full moon, it can be removal of toxicity in that area of life, but also secrets being revealed. Some of you Capricorns may be dealing with possible toxic friends or negative friends or group associations. So be very mindful who you spend your time around. Okay, but very prophetic, actually. The 11th house can have to do with prophecy and the future. Scorpio is very, very psychic. So pay attention, Capricorns, because you can actually be feeling very psychic with that full moon in Scorpio, getting dreams or visions about the future. Okay, so pay attention to that. And the new moon in Gemini on May 26th is going to be happening in your 6th house. So that's a fabulous new moon to be setting intentions around your health, wellness, day-to-day routines, pets. And remember, you guys, that new moon is one of the most positive ones of the year. So very good new moon, Capricorn, for you to be doing anything health related, for you to be creating a new routine or lifestyle for yourself. Also, new work opportunities can be coming through that are Gemini related. You can be showcasing your gifts of speaking, writing, creativity, social media in the work that you do. And let's see, Capricorns, let's pull a card for all y'all for the month of May. What is your tarot message? Okay, we've got the Knight of Swords reversed. You guys, what is up with all the reverse cards lately? Okay, there's major things being revealed to us. Knight of Swords reversed, deceitful, tyrannical, crafty, imprudent, unpredictable, disorganized. Yeah, full moon in your 11th house. Okay, there might be, I'm feeling like you're seeing the truth about people around you, and it might be highly uncomfortable. Oh, okay. Capricorns may have some people in their lives, whether this is a friend, whether this is a loved one, that may be engaging in some weird stuff, maybe engaging in some weird shit. Okay. And maybe, sometimes we do need to cut people off, but sometimes we also need to be aware of what's really going on with someone to be able to navigate the situation. I'll say, okay, so Capricorns, let me know if this is resonating with you guys at all. There can be, Jill is saying yes. Rational Mind Riot says, wow, Meg, yes. Yeah. I'm hearing Spirit say, you don't need to take on the shadow side of other people around you. Okay. I feel like many Capricorns will be learning some weird information or secrets about some loved ones in your life. Okay. Just observe, don't absorb. Okay. Yeah. Don't take it on. Okay. Don't take other stuff on. Everybody has their own healing journey. We've got temperance reversed. We can support people. We can be there for them if they need us, but don't take on other people's karma, other people's major issues. It feels like Capricorn, not that you guys are not in a weird place. Other people around you may be in a weird place, and don't take that on. Okay. And have healthy boundaries with that. So love you, Capricorns. And now we're going to move to our Saggy Waggies. Saggies, we're in our last full month of Jupiter in Gemini. Okay, yay. Your ruler Jupiter has been at detriment in the sign of Gemini. Beginning of June, starting June 9th, Jupiter in Cancer. Yay, yay, yay. I'll talk about that more coming up. So we've only got 1 month left of this wacky, weird I'm calling it hyperactive ADD, Jupiter and Gemini, which is weird information overload for the whole collective. Okay, but definitely can be weird for the Saggies. Ruled by Jupiter, Pluto retrograde in your third house. Okay. So reviewing and reflecting and deep transformation in those third house areas of your local community, your friends, information that you've been learning, studying, short distance travel as well. You got the full moon in Scorpio in your 12th house. So that is a very spiritual and sensitive full moon for you, Saggies, an amazing portal for you to be releasing deep seated issues. That's an amazing time where Scorpio, I didn't mention this yet, does rule therapy. Okay, therapists, psychotherapists. Um, Good full moon for you to be speaking with a therapist if you feel there's something really intense coming up. Doing real deal healing modalities. Pay attention to your dreams. Some of you may be even dreaming of people from the other side. Okay, Scorpio rules the dead. So, around that full moon in Scorpio, all of us can be more prone to dreaming of our ancestors or people that are crossed over. For you, Saggies, you're actually having that in the 12th house of dreams. So pay attention to your dreams. Very creative and spiritual healing full moon for you. New moon on May 26th is in your 7th house. Ooh, so around the end of the month with that new moon. Hi, Tracy. Nice to see you. New relationships, new lovers, new suitors, new work partners, new opportunities, lucky opportunities. Jupiter in the 7th house. I love that new moon for you guys for setting intentions around committed relationships, work, commitments, your aesthetic. That feels like very positive when I look at that. Very nice new moon for all of us, and in particular for you. So, Saggy Waggies, let's pull a tarot card for your month of May. We've been getting some pretty weird cards for all the signs so far. Oh, we got something fell out. 4 of Cups. Interesting. 4 of Cups. You can be feeling like not knowing what decision to make this month. Don't let your focus close you to new ideas. Okay. You have new opportunities coming forward. Okay. We're in the last month of Jupiter and Gemini. Once that Jupiter goes into Cancer, you're going to be feeling like your saggy waggy self a lot more. New moon in your 7th house. There are opportunities presenting themselves to you, Saggies. Open your mind. Okay, you're one of the signs that rules having an open mind, so you already should. But if for whatever reason this Jupiter and Gemini transit has been making you feel less open-minded or closed or challenged, there's a message here of be open to opportunities, be open to all opportunities that are presenting themselves. And I'm not saying that you have to say yes to everything, okay, but be open to different work opportunities, different love suitor opportunities that may be different than the norm, okay, that actually might be the best thing for you. We've got this again. The Knight of Swords reversed again. Oh, and it just dropped. Sorry, behind my computer. Can I get that? Oh my God. Deceitful, tyrannical, crafty, unpredictable. Okay. So there definitely seems to be a theme for a lot of us. There's a message coming through. When we get the same cards coming up over and over again, I feel like that's a message for all of us. We need to be very mindful with this Knight of Swords, reverse coming up over and over again, some of these other cards coming up over and over again, of the people that we are surrounding ourselves by. I'm also hearing Spirit say the beliefs that we have about ourselves. Okay, there's something or multiple things depending on where we're at. We all have completely different lives, but I feel like maybe it's because we have been going through so much as a like-minded community. We've been holding so much space. We've been taking in so much information that there's someone, multiple people, situation we might be overlooking I'm hearing Spirit say, tune out of this channel and tune into the new channel. So pay really close attention to who you're surrounding yourself by in particular. Okay? Because if you're listening to this astrology show right now, most of us are empaths. Excuse me. Most of us are empaths, and I don't know about you guys, but I've definitely at times in my life and still to this day, still up until this day, sometimes attract really weird shit in friendships, in, just relationships in general, because we attract people as empaths that, you know, we are givers. So we attract people that want energy from us sometimes. So be very mindful that the people you're surrounding yourself with, right, give and take in a fair reciprocal way as what you give and take. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. Thank you, Seth, for your positive comment. That is so sweet. Okay. Oh my God. Speaking of intensity, Scorpios, geez Louise, geez Louise. We've just been getting freaking slammed. And it's not over yet. Okay, I feel like I need to have probably a whole separate show just for Scorpios because I feel like we need a support group right now. Okay, but I'm not going to make this too long for the Scorpios because we've got all the 12 signs to go through. Scorpios. Okay, good news. Good news. Our traditional ruler Mars is now fully in Leo. We are out of the Mars in Cancer. Thank God. Mars Pluto opposition will be out of a very strong orb of within 5 degrees as of May 8th. Okay, so that's lighter. But our ruler Pluto is now retrograde in our 4th house. Okay. Pluto, ruler of Scorpio. Scorpio doesn't like to be in the 4th house. It's at fall position. The moon, 4th house, which is the house of the moon, is at fall in Scorpio. So Scorpios, emotional volatility and extremes during this Pluto retrograde all the way until October 13th. I'm just going to keep it real with you guys. I think it was the last, correct me if I'm wrong, you guys, but I think it was the April astrology forecast I did. We got really freaking crazy cards for the Scorpio for the Scorpios, and it makes sense. Scorpios, if you are struggling emotionally right now, or Pluto in our 4th house is like revealing weird shit about our family, our ancestors, our past, there's a lot of weird family stuff coming up. Okay. We're going to have our annual full moon in Scorpio in our sign on May 12th. Please, and I know I keep saying this to the Scorpios, sorry if I sound like a broken record. Ask for help if you need help. Seek a therapist if you're not comfortable revealing your secrets and your insecurities with anybody you know. Okay, this Pluto retrograde in our 4th, we're being invited to dig deeper into healing our core shadow wounds. I'm hearing Spirit say. And this full moon in Scorpio will be intense because we are intense, and it's Pluto retrograde with Pluto and square to Mercury. So embrace the shedding, embrace the cleansing in the ways that resonate with you, and be honest with yourself. If you need to ask for help, Pluto's right on the IC. That's the most sensitive part of the whole chart. Okay, intense, intense, intense. We're letting go of a lot. New moon in Gemini, May 26th, in our 8th house of Scorpio. It is so much Scorpio for the Scorpios. So I feel like by the end of the month, as we go to that new moon, Scorpios, we can be having a breakthrough. New moon in our 8th house, we can be feeling possibly like we're reborn or there's a rebirth. We've gone through a major breakthrough. That's an amazing new moon to start a therapy program, start working with a therapist, a shaman, a life coach, an astrologer, someone that helps you on your healing journey. Okay. Sister Nobody says, "Fuckity fuck. Okay, I can do this. I've been doing shadow work and I can do this." Yes, Scorpios, we can do this. We are the shadow workers. We can do this, and we're being up-leveled now with this Pluto retrograde at the bottom of our chart with a full moon in Scorpio, with the new moon in the 8th house of Scorpio. Embrace the change, embrace the shedding. Don't be afraid to ask for help and assistance. And as we heal ourselves, then we can be the master healer Scorpios and be in service to others in whatever ways that resonates with you. Another thing with the new moon in the 8th house, good new moon for investments. Okay, I'm not a financial advisor, but 8th house is investments, merging with others, starting new ventures with another person. Scorpios, I'm scared to pull cards for us because last time I pulled cards for us, it was freaking scary. Okay. What's our tarot card for the month of May? What's our divine guidance from the universe as we go into May? Okay, the world reversed. 9 of Pentacles reversed. The Emperor upright. And I go intuitively, you guys, so sometimes I pull 1 card, sometimes I pull 2, sometimes I pull 3. The world reversed. Failure, imperfection, lack of fulfillment, unfinished, emptiness, grief for missed opportunity. The failure comes, you guys, when we don't do... For Scorpios, okay, I'm just going to say this. If you are a Scorpio sun, moon, or rising, you came here in this lifetime to work through very intense shadow work. And that's different for each of us personally. The failure will come if you pretend like that's not what you came here to do. Oh, I'm just going to have a normal job and I'm just going to do this and I'm not going to listen to Meg, and I'm not a Scorpio. I'm actually a Libra in the Vedic astrology. Okay, you're a Scorpio. The failure comes when you don't face your issues and project them out onto everyone else. We are very intense. Okay, Scorpio, do you know how intense you are? Do you know how your energy affects the whole room and trips people out? If you're feeling emotionally volatile and intense and moody, that fucks up the whole energy for everybody else. So that's what the failure is. If you don't face your stuff, it's going to affect other people around you. And it's going to affect your stuff as well, yourself as well. And like being rich is not the most important thing right now. Okay, 9 of Pentacles reversed. Forget about, like, this is such sensitive astrology for the Scorpios. And sorry, I'm going a little couple minutes over for the Scorpios like last time, but I just have to say this because this is so critical for the Scorpios. Your main priority right now is not how much money you're making. Okay, Scorpios, sometimes we can be obsessed with money and power and fame. No, the most important thing right now with Pluto right at the bottom of our chart, having just gone retrograde with a full moon in Scorpio and a new moon in our 8th house, is the empowerment of being in the present moment and taking care of yourself first and foremost. Self-care and empowerment. Everything else is secondary. Be empowered by taking care of yourself. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. Scorpios, love you very much. Let me know how you're feeling. Okay. MJ says, love Scorpios, but not the stingers. Yeah. The failure, okay, and last thing I'll say is if you pretend like, oh, I'm feeling like crap right now, but I'm just going to keep going to work and I'm just going to keep pretending that everything's okay, even though you're having a freaking like mental breakdown or you feel like totally, really, not good. The stinger will come out. We will lash out and that will be a huge failure. So please don't do that. Please have some kind of self-care routine at the moment. Okay, Scorpios, love you. And now we go to our Libras. Yay. Libras, your ruler Venus is now at detriment in Aries. She doesn't really like to be there, but she's in only positive aspects for the month. So that's good. So there can be, for Libras and Tauruses ruled by Venus, potential conflicts in work or relationships, but Venus won't be in Aries too long, and it's good that she's not in really adverse aspects. Okay, you've got the Pluto retrograde in your fifth house. So this is a time from now until October 13th. Really great time to be doing inner child healing, creativity. Okay, reviewing and reflecting on your sense of fun and play in life, how you put yourself out there, your confidence levels. Can be quite fun actually, but inner child work can be very good. Full moon in your second house, full moon in Scorpio on May 12th in your second house, full moon where there may be an ending of values that don't serve you anymore, of income streams, pleasures and enjoyments that have maybe been toxic, right? You may be letting go of certain foods or substances you've been taking in that don't serve you. So be mindful of, like, look at the food and the things you take in physically in your body, because that's the second house, and let go of what's no longer needed from that area. Can be highlighting, though, different ways of making money, possibly from even investing, hidden money. We've got the new moon in Gemini in your ninth house. Ooh, with Jupiter in the ninth house. That's fun. So that's very expanding of your consciousness. Good time for foreign travel around the new moon near the end of the month, May 26th. Good time to be starting a new course, study, working with a new teacher or mentor, traveling. Your consciousness is expanding. Definitely spend time in meditation, doing practices that expand your consciousness. You can be having some very big breakthroughs around that time. Okay, let's see. What's our tarot card guidance for our lovely Libras? Lovely Libras. What have we got? Ooh, Libras. Everybody else is going to be jealous because the Libras got the magician. You can make your imagination real. Creative power, still adaptation, originality, self-confidence. Libra, Libra, Libras. You are the magician this month of May. This is cool. This is creative. This is empowering. This is Pluto retrograde in your fifth, that new moon in your ninth house with Jupiter there. This is lucky. This is positive. This is Libras. You're in your power and you're master manifestors. Believe in your magical self. Okay, radiate your magic out there and be your magical selves. Believe in yourself. We've also got the Empress reverse. That's interesting because the full moon in Scorpio is in your second house. So, you can literally manifest whatever you want if it's in alignment with your values and your heart. And some of those manifestation abilities can be bringing in new income streams. Okay, so believe in yourself and your creative powers. Yay, Libras. Somebody got a really nice card. That's nice to see. Okay, now we move to our Virgos. Virgo, Virgo, Virgo. Your ruler Mercury is in Taurus starting on May 10th. And Pluto retrograde is happening in your sixth house from now until October 13th. So this is a really good time with Pluto retrograde in your sixth to be, that is your house. That is your sixth house, right? Reviewing your health, your routines. Very good time to be doing physical cleansing. I know Virgos are usually very healthy. Amazing time to be doing physical cleansing practices. Pluto retrograde in your 6th. Full moon in Scorpio in your 3rd house with your ruler Mercury exactly square Pluto that day. So even though that full moon in Scorpio is in the 3rd house, it is a lighter house. It can be, endings or revealings having to do with friends, your local community, subjects you've been learning, short distance travel. I think that's going to be pretty intense full moon for the Virgos and for the Geminis. Okay, because it is, Mercury square to Pluto. So just be mindful of that. You may be feeling very sensitive that day. And for all of us, very big release portal with that full moon. New moon. Ooh, that nice new moon at the end of the month happening in your 10th house. So Virgos, this is fantastic for work, career, long-term goals. Gemini, the sign the new moon is in, has to do with social media, marketing, business, your voice, speaking, sharing information. So awesome new moon for your work, for your professional life, for also anything having to do with older people in your life, parents, elders, that kind of thing. So Virgos, this is, I like this for you. You can actually be feeling quite in your element with this Pluto retrograde in your 6th house. I do think the full moon will be intense for you, but very nice new moon near the end of the month. Let's see what your tarot card is. Tarot message. We're getting some repeating cards. We've got the 2 of Swords for the Virgos. Listen to your inner voice when making choices. I feel like Virgos are naturally like this. I feel like you guys are naturally very protective. That might even be a really good pose for you guys to do at times this month. Peace restored. Yeah. Pluto retrograde in your 6th, it can be sensitive physically. So definitely doing some kind of cleansing protocol can be really good. And with that full moon in your 3rd house, there may be a need where I always find when we have transits in the 3rd house, there can be like a lot going on. It can be really busy. So just protecting your energy. I would even suggest going into that pose on a regular basis for empowerment if that resonates with you. So love you, Virgos. Let's move on to our Leos. Sun, moon, and rising. Sorry, you guys, I keep scratching my face. It's where I am in my office, there's a heater and it's, I don't know why the heater makes me itchy. Oh no, my laptop's going to die. I got to plug that in. Okay. We're plugged in. We don't want that to die. We don't want to die on you, Leos. Okay, Leo, you are having Pluto retrograde in your 7th house from beginning of May to October 13th. Pluto retrograde in the 7th house. This can be, possibly some Leos going through breakups, divorces, endings in committed relationships, in work commitments, in aesthetic styles. Relationships that will survive this Pluto retrograde for you, Leo, will likely last into the long term. And there may be major secrets revealed or intense situations in your relationships that are going to make or break those situations that you're in. So relationships, a very big area for you to be paying attention to. Full moon in Scorpio in your 4th house on May 12th. So definitely you are going to be feeling the vibes. You are going to be feeling emotional, sensitive, intuitive, very, very psychic, awesome full moon for you to be cleansing out the home, maybe doing some feng shui, spending time with family, doing a really deep clean of the house. That can be fantastic. And you may have some paranormal activity happening in the home regarding deceased loved ones, people from the other side, which is Scorpio. New moon in Gemini on May 26th is happening in your 11th house. Yay, the house of our dreams and our wishes. Yay, our long-term goals. Amazing new moon. I love this new moon, and it's a great one for setting intentions, going into like-minded community. It's in Gemini, which is social situations, in the 11th house of Aquarius, like-minded community. Have some fun. Leos, you're the sign of fun. Go do some fun in your like-minded community with that full moon, new moon rather. And definitely set your intentions for going into the future. I love that for you guys. Also, Gemini and the 11th house have to do with Aquarius. Maybe there's new ways you can think about uh, Gemini and Aquarius both rule social media. So maybe you can think about new ways of integrating social media, if that resonates with you, into your work, into your long-time goals. Yes, Tracy, wish fulfillment for our Leos. Yay, you guys deserve it. Let's see what the tarot card message for the month of May is for our lovely Leos. Oh my God. What is up with the cards today? Ah, ah. Okay, so weird. For a lot of the signs, there's like two intense cards and then a good card or a positive card, rather. So we've got 5 of Wands. Okay, this is a conflict card. Learn to take life as it comes, both positive and negative. Arguments, inner, outer conflict, struggle, boldness, tension, rivalry, competition, and the sun reversed. You guys are the sun. You guys are ruled by the sun. Unhappiness, negativity, failure, loneliness, need for reflection. What the hell? Leos. And then we've also got 3 of Wands. Find your inspiration to take action. I feel like there is positive energy for Leos, but Pluto retrograde in your 7th house. Okay, pay attention to arguments or things that may not resonate in relationships. Be honest with yourselves. Okay, love and romance is very important for Leos. Like, do you actually have that in your relationships or does it suck? Okay, be honest. I feel like the Sun card reversed is saying for some of the Leos, you may not actually be fulfilled in the relationship that you're in or the work situation that you're in, and that can be causing some 5 of Wands struggle. Okay, but it's becoming very clear to you now what is in alignment and what doesn't, and there are very positive ways ahead if you follow the natural synchronicities and signs that are in front of you. Okay. So, hope that resonates, Leos. Love you all very, very much. And now let's go to our Cancers. Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Risings. We're getting slammed with the cards today, you guys. We're getting some intense messages in the cards. Okay, Cancers. We're going to be having, you got Pluto retrograde in your 8th house, which is the house of Pluto and Scorpio. So Cancers, you are in for a very fun and intense ride from now until October 13th during this Pluto retrograde. Get ready for huge inner transformation, healing, cleansing, secrets being revealed, merging with others, and in weird ways. It's in Aquarius. It's going to be in weird ways. Okay. So there can be very intense situations that come up with Pluto in the 8th house or Pluto retrograde in the 8th house. So be mindful is kind of a theme for all the signs that we've been talking about today. Be mindful of where you put your energy, of what's in alignment, of what's not in alignment. So Pluto retrograde in your 8th house. Full moon in Scorpio is going to be in your 5th house. Okay, the fun house. So that can be a very creative full moon for you. You can have some releases having to do with your inner child, where you've been holding back in your confidence and sharing your gifts and talents out into the world. Okay, you can also be having fun around that full moon. So I actually like the energy of that for you. And new moon in Gemini on May 26th in your 12th house. So that is a beautiful new moon for doing spiritual intention setting practices, paying attention to your dreams. Some of you may start a new spiritual practice or creative practice, have very powerful creative ideas. Writing, Gemini has to do with writing, speaking, automatic writing. And your intuition can be very, very strong this month with Pluto retrograde in the 8th and new moon in Gemini in the 12th. For sure. And some of you guys may be traveling to a really far away, distant land this month with new moon in your 12th house of faraway places, Jupiter also there as well. So let's see, what's our tarot card for our Cancers, our Cancers out there for the month of May? King of Swords. Nice. That very powerful King of Swords. Sorry, let me focus this in, you guys. Why isn't that focusing in? King of Swords says, think things through from all perspectives. Precision, articulate, truthful, cautious, design and plans, controlled but determined. Yeah, there's very powerful insights and truths coming through for you. And I feel like, yeah, Digibean, truth from your intuition, from your gut level. Oh my God, we've got this card again, the Two of Swords. Protect your energy and listen to your inner voice. Cancers, you're going to be getting some huge Two Swords cards. You're going to be getting some huge inspiration, truth, downloads, insights this month. So pay attention to your personal inner voice, what you get from your dreams, what you get from meditation, when you're just journaling in your day-to-day, your ideas. Very powerful information that's going to be coming from you and your higher self. That's exciting. Okay, Geminis, we got 3 more signs. Geminis, happy birthday to our May Geminis out there. Your ruler Mercury will enter the sign of Taurus starting on May 10th. That is a nice grounding, pleasurable influence. You're going through Pluto retrograde in your 9th house from now until October 13th. So that Pluto retrograde in your 9th is reviewing your beliefs, your spirituality, your higher consciousness, your relationship with travel and expansion. I would say, Geminis, be very mindful of foreign travel with Pluto retrograde in your 9th house. I'm not saying don't travel, just saying you will have very intense situations come up, highly transformational situations if you do travel. So be ready for that. Okay. Full moon in Scorpio on May 12th happening in your 6th house. This is a fantastic full moon for doing physical cleansing, for doing a detox, okay, for letting go of routines that don't serve you anymore, work situations that don't serve you. You're being inspired to step into more empowering day-to-day routines with that full moon. And new moon in Gemini near the end of the month on May 26th in your 2nd house. Sorry, in your 1st house. It's your annual new moon in your sign. And I like this new moon in Gemini. So this is going to be a very nice one for you to set your birthday intentions, for you to set your new moon intentions, having to do with, it's in your 1st house, you and how you show up to the world in your gifts and talents and energy. So our last new moon with Jupiter in Gemini, your sign. So enjoy it and make use of it, you guys. And I keep dropping these cards. What is wrong with me? And you know what, you guys, I'm just going to smudge rather the cards a little bit because I feel like, not that there's nothing wrong with the cards, but there's just some very intense messages coming through for all the signs. And let's just give a little smudge. Do, 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 do. The name of this deck is The Meaning Tarot. the Meaning Tarot. It's awesome. I'm so grateful to my friend Carol for gifting them to me. And by the way, I love these Palo Santo cones that you can get. It's not zooming in, but these are these cones. It's like um, condensed Palo Santo, and they're so powerful, and I love them so much. They are so good. Okay. Now we go to our Tauruses. Okay. Taurus sun, moon, and risings. Happy birthday to our May Tauruses. Your ruler Venus will be in detriment position this month in Aries, where she's not really comfortable being. There can be a little bit of conflict in love, relationships, work, money. So be very mindful of that. But she is in positive aspects, so it won't be that adverse of a Venus Aries in transit for you. Pluto retrograde from now until October 13th is in your 10th house. Tauruses, this is the top of the chart. Pluto at the freaking top of our chart. This is only happening right now. This will never happen again in our lifetimes. Pluto is so slow moving, so very powerful. We are being upgraded in our career, in our legacy, in our long-term goals. This is no joke. So with Pluto retrograde here, it is really showing us work situations that we are now complete with, work situations that may even be a little bit toxic that we're ready to let go of. It's initiating us and showing us, where we're actually becoming leaders and entrepreneurs in very powerful positions professionally. And I say we because I am a Taurus rising. So I've definitely been experiencing that Pluto in the 10th house. There can be some intense things coming up with parents or older people in your life. 10th house does rule older people than us in our lives with Pluto retrograde there. So being mindful of that, pay attention to your parents, grandparents, if they are alive. Your elders may need some attention during this time. Full moon in Scorpio on May 12th is in your 7th house. So for Tauruses, this could possibly be the end to, for some, love relationships that are complete, commitments, styles, and aesthetics that don't serve anymore. But it's also highlighting ways of presenting ourselves, aesthetic and commitments that are empowering and can help us step into even more powerful positions. Did I not pull cards for Gemini? Oh my God, I am so sorry, you guys. Tauruses, pause. Okay, pause. I am so sorry, Geminis. What the heck? Oh my gosh. One sec, Geminis. I'm so sorry. Let's see what we get for you guys. We've got, sorry. The 10 of Cups. I am so sorry that I almost messed that up. So a nice card again. Everything you've planned for has worked out. Happiness, lasting success, home, feeling blessed, generosity, your dreams coming true. So please, Geminis, set your intentions with your new moon in Gemini that's going to be happening. Your wishes will literally be fulfilled. John says, card please. Yeah, I'm so sorry, you guys. I'm like channeling the energy, so I try my best to stay totally grounded, but obviously I stepped out of it for a moment. Oh my God, Geminis. Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords. Look at that. Logic, breakthrough ideas, insight, clarity, power. Speak your mind to solve your problems. Use your voice. Yeah, Geminis, you are the sign that rules the voice and speaking. And this seems to be a theme for a lot of us this month. Speaking our truth, major insights coming through, breakthroughs. So that's fantastic. Okay, Gemini, sorry about that. Taurus is back to you guys. So we were talking about Venus is in Aries, your ruler, Pluto retrograde in the 10th house, very powerful. Full moon in Scorpio in your 7th, and also the new moon in Gemini in your 2nd. Yay, this is an awesome new moon. to be setting intentions around. It's Taurus, it's our second house of Taurus. Our values, pleasure, beauty, our income that's in alignment with our values, right? Gemini has to do with social media, socialization, working with others, friends. Maybe there's new income streams having to do with friends, or that we can bring in social media to utilize it with. Love that new moon. That can be very pleasurable, very abundant new moon for Tauruses. And let's see what card we get for our magical Tauruses for this month of May. Tauruses. Yeah, baby. This is one of my favorite cards. I love this freaking card. 4 of Wands. Let me hold it the right way. Look at that. Be ready for the opportunity you've worked for. I'm hearing Spirit say, be ready for the opportunity of a freaking lifetime. Celebration, stability, home, rest, cleverness, beauty, romance, mirth, milestone, community. Wow, Taurus is you. This makes sense with the new moon in your second house, Pluto at the 10th, even though it's retrograde. You're having like amazing positive opportunities and celebrations and dreams being fulfilled, and accept it. It's a time of victory and rewards for your hard work and strength and stability. Digibean says jackpot. Woo! Okay. Okay. We've also got for Tauruses the moon. The moon, be careful of seeing things that are not there. Subconscious illusion, fear, intuition, mystery. Deceptive. There may be some trippy dippy stuff coming up for you, Taurus, because Pluto is the revealer. It's very similar to the moon card in tarot. So you may be like having some big life changes, even though there's positive opportunities coming forward. Illusions being revealed. And I'm hearing Spirit, it can be weird, but this is a theme for all of us. This is going to be a month where, and I know I said it at length in my Beyond Astro and then my Daily Astro and then the beginning of today's video, huge secrets being revealed for humanity, which is going to be trippy for all of us. We don't all know the information, and it's going to shock the world. Yeah, Digibeam, revelations, for sure. Okay, last but not least, our Aries. Ha ha ha, you guys are last this time. Thank you for your patience. How impatient did you feel, Aries? You guys can be the most impatient. Did that drive you guys freaking nuts? Having to wait till last? I just realized that right now. Sometimes it's good to practice patience. Okay, Aries? Okay. Aries, Aries, Aries. What have we got going on? Well, finally, okay, Mars is in Leo, the opposition to Pluto. Will be out of a strong orb of influence on May 8th. So you and the Scorpios, well, Scorpios are actually different because they're having really crazy transits, but you will be feeling a little less emotionally reactive. So that is very good. Granddaddy Saturn is entering your sign on May 24th and will be there until September 1st, until going back into Pisces, then fully in your sign of Aries on February 14th, 2026. So, ooh, Granddaddy Saturn entering your sign. Okay. You don't want to mess around with Saturn in your sign. Okay, so that is reality checks, hard work, nothing comes easy. Aries, I know that's challenging for you because you like things to happen fast. Saturn is slow. Saturn teaches us time and the value of things taking time. So I'm going to do a whole separate video on Saturn and Aries coming up. So stay tuned for that. Pluto retrograde from now until October 13th in your 11th house. So it's a time of transformation, healing, and secrets being revealed, having to do with your community, group associations, your friends, your long term dreams, the future, your relationship with the future. And full moon in Scorpio in your eighth house. So every year you got that annual full moon Scorpio in your eighth house, and it's intense. So this is where you can be feeling quite like a Scorpio, actually. You can be feeling volatile, extremes, highly psychic. Okay, this is an amazing full moon for you to be doing cleansing on the physical, emotional, and spiritual levels. For sure. It's all about letting go, you guys. That full moon in Scorpio, deep ways of letting go of what no longer serves. It's a beautiful portal for that. Very mysterious and magical as well. Then we've got the new moon in Gemini in your third house of Gemini on May 26th. So that's a new moon. That can be very fun and playful. Good time to set intentions around learning your local community, your neighborhood, friends, siblings, short distance travel, day to day gadgets, day to day happenings, business, marketing. So it could be actually quite busy for you. At the end of the month, you can feel like there's a lot going on with that new moon in your third, and that's light and that's fun and that's nice to spend time around loved ones and friends for sure. Aries, let's pull tarot card for you for the month of May. Our Aries sun, moon, and risings. I don't know why I actually feel excited for you guys to have Saturn in your sign, which sounds really weird, but I feel excited about that for you. Oh, what the heck? Oh my God, so many cards just popped out. Whoa. Okay, so many cards popped out that I had to put them back in because it was like too many. So hold your horses, Aries. Okay, what have we got here? Oh, wow. Four of Swords. That's a very not Aries card. Take time out and the answer will come. Rest, ease, restoration, respite, recharging, reflection, abundance. Well, it kind of makes sense with the full moon in your eighth house. That's going to force you to slow down, that you're going to be feeling it. You're going to be really feeling that full moon probably. And also Saturn entering your sign. Tracy Ann says they're so rammy. Ha 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 ha. Saturn entering your sign is slow down. Okay, when Granddaddy Saturn is in your sign, things don't just, it's not snappity snap snap. Things are not fast. It's slow down, which I know that's why Saturn is at fall in Aries. It's two very different energies, right? Aries likes to move fast, Saturn moves slow. So this is you embracing, not that your whole life has to be slow, but this is embracing how life has its cycles of being on, being totally active and being the Aries. I'm here, I'm alive, I'm moving forward, I'm, the pioneer, the entrepreneur. And then there's moments where we need to rest, right? So it feels like this month you're learning how to balance being the pioneer, being the innovator, being the leader with rest. You're going to feel tired at times. You may need more rest, and that is okay. Okay, Aries, that is life. And you've got Saturn entering your sign. You have Neptune in your sign. We've just had our past eclipse, new moon eclipse in Aries. You've got a lot of transits hitting you very intensely. So you're not crazy if you feel a little bit tired. You're not crazy if you want to do a little bit more meditation, spiritual retreat, relaxing. Okay, that can actually be a good thing. We've got this card again. We pulled this for one of the other signs. Three of Wands. Find your inspiration to take action. Interesting. Preparation, planning, expansion. Yeah, things take time. Do not rush anything this month. Okay, Aries? I know you don't like it. Take your time with everything. Don't rush into any big decisions. Digibean says, be your own boss and rest when you can. Yes. So hope that resonated with you, Aries, and hope that resonated with you, everyone. We're now at the end of the show. And before I finish up, want to mention our lovely Carla over at Ascension Organites has this Beyond Mystic and Sending Ravens new special edition set of candles. You can go check that out over at ascensionorganites.com. Use code Beyond Mystic for a 10% discount code. Beautiful candles by Carla. We love them, love them, love them. Thank you. Is that Sandra saying aloha or somebody else? Aloha back to you. Later today at 8 p.m. Eastern, we'll have JC and Janine live for the Beyond the News over on the Insider Access Pass on Beyond Mystic. So you guys can go check that out. If you'd like to have a personal reading with me, you can go check that out at the link below, consultations.beyondmystic.net. And my availability at the moment is starting in October 2025. I love you all so much. Thank you for joining me for today's May 2025 astrology forecast, the new Astro Woo for May. Sending so much love to you all, each of the 12 signs, our whole collective. It's very exciting times. We should be very grateful to be alive right now. And please remember to like, share, and subscribe to the MEG Moonbeam and Beyond Mystic YouTube, Rumble, and X channels. I will see you all tomorrow for the As Above, So Below show with Ashala on Beyond Mystic. And I'll also be doing a Psychic Spies episode with Janine on Beyond Mystic. So see you soon, everybody. Sending lots of cosmic love your way.